That means
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drinks and Discussions. Once again, I am your host, Brian, and tonight we've got something special. This is going to be a great night. We've got the whole Drinks and Discussions family coming to you all together for the first time. We've got Drinks and Discussions Sports. We've got Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night. We've got Drinks and Discussions True Crime. We've got Drinks and Discussions with the Untamed Ginger. Brand new station, brand new channel coming up for you guys. We've got a lot of things going. We've got the Drinks and Discussions True Crime. And in case I missed it, we've got a bunch of other things that we'll cover as we continue going on throughout the evening. Welcome, each and every one of you guys. Big Jake, Tarita, Natasha, Ghostly Girl Tiff, Marcus, my main man, Sharon, the Untamed Ginger, and Megan has joined us. Thank you, Megan. We're so glad to see you. Hope you are feeling better. And of course, I cannot forget everyone over there in the chat. If you're not on YouTube and you are watching us on Facebook, please go over to YouTube, subscribe, and that way you can interact with all of the hosts that are going to be participating in the panel tonight. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I know, right? Yes. Well, let's see if we can keep everybody entertained for the next hour, 2 hours, or whatever long we want to go tonight. This is great. I'm glad that everybody was going to make it. Listen, hold on. Don't we? You can't be cranky. You can't be cranky in the beginning of the show. You got to wait till at least get into it to be cranky. True story. Yeah, it's about 2:30 or 1 o'clock. Between one and I think about 12:30 and 1:30 is when I usually go to bed. Let's go ahead and start the introductions. Let's start with the top. For me, I'm going to go ahead and introduce everyone as from the top left all the way down. So let's start with Megan. Megan is, we call her the first lady of Drinks and Discussions. She has been with us almost from the onset. She is actually going to, I'm going to let Megan talk. And if she wants to talk about her stuff that she's got going on with Drinks and Discussions, feel free. The floor is yours. And then when you're talking, also tell us what you're drinking. Thank you. Good to see you. Okay. White Claw it is. All right. Next, we want to talk about your channel or anything, Megan? Okay. 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 Coming soon. Right. Okay. All right, Big Jake. Jake has also been one of our longtime hosts. He's been with us. And just in case, a little background, I started going when I started bringing these channels together. I was participating on other channels, and the channels that I was on, I met Megan and also Jake, and even some of the ones in our chat, and they followed us over here. And Jake is one of those individuals that he has become family to us, and he is our regular host, our co-host, if you will. So, Jake, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself, your channels that you're trying to come up with too, and get going, and also what you're drinking this evening. Oh. Wait a second. Hold on a second. Sorry. I forgot to unmute everybody. So go ahead. Sorry about that. Megan, you might have to redo your whole spiel. Sorry. Go ahead, Jake.
Oh,
Go ahead, Jake.
but yeah, I'm thinking about firing up the Drinks and Discussions gaming corner is what I was thinking about calling it.
Mhm.
Might be a kind of a mixture of games and music. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. Figured to get into the nerdy world a little bit here. Right now, I've got a horn full of Dr. Pepper. So Skull,
Ah.
which is Norwegian for cheers.
All right. All right. That's the bullhorn.
Oh yes.
Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Next, we have at the top is wait a minute. Somebody just came back on. Say somebody booting around. Sharita, you got disconnected and came back on. So let's start with Sharita, and then we'll go back to Tasha. Sharita, you're
Okay,
up
no
next.
worries.
So
Yep.
real quick,
Hey.
Sharita is part of the organization Drink or Diamonds on the Green, and that is a golf organization led by Sharon, and the ladies are going to be taking over the Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night. So a little bit of background about you, Sharita, and Diamonds on the Green, or whatever else you would like to talk about, and also what you are drinking.
Yeah. Hey. Hi, I'm Sarita McCrae, and I'm out of Dallas, Texas. Probably not around the corner from you guys, but up the street. I am drinking a spicy jalapeno Rita, one of my favorites. Yep, that's what I'm feeling tonight. It's raining outside, so a little spicy. But we are with um, a women's organization that promotes golf for women who would like to learn golf. You don't necessarily have to know anything about golf. We promote helping women get out on the course, feel confident. It's pretty interesting that we're not really welcome out there on the golf course, but we want to make sure that everybody feels welcome. So we are looking forward to. I think we're going to do Thursday nights. I think that's what we decided to do: drinks and discussion, and we're going to have some really fun and interesting conversations, drinks. So we're looking forward to it. So thanks for having us.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. Next, we've got Tasha. No, is it Tasha, right?
Shoot, okay. Hey, it's Natasha.
Natasha is also part of the Diamonds on the Green. She's also going to be doing Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night. The floor is yours. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and also what you're drinking tonight as well.
Okay, so I've been a member of Diamonds on the Green since 2019. I can say I'm maybe an honorary member because as soon as Sharon started it, I was like, hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Here, what y'all doing? I like it. So, but I'm located in Huntsville, Alabama. I know y'all heard of that, where the little Space and Rocket Center and stuff is. So here we, just like Sharita just mentioned, bringing more women, introducing them to the game. And here we are introducing a lot more youth to the game of golf. So we're trying to do a whole, get everybody involved. Because that's the vision of Diamonds on the Green as a whole. It's not just for the women, but for the youth, because there's so many things that go, so many scholarships actually that go unused by minority youth. So we're trying to introduce it to them and get that out the door and hopefully make connections so we can help them obtain more scholarships and help the women as well, get more involved in a sport for their business careers and everything. So what I'm drinking is a whiskey sour. I threw some little blackberries in there because they weren't good for nothing else because they were sour. So I put them in my drink. So add sour to sour. So
there you go. There you go. Okay, well, thank you.
Huh?
Took my drink.
Look, we're Geminis. We think alike.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for that introduction. Welcome to the Drinks and Discussions family. Next up is Ghostly Girl Tiff. She is the host, which, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, is doing very well. She is getting a lot of subscribers and her views are skyrocketing only in just a very few shows that she has done, and she's getting better and better as time progresses. So, Ghost Girl Tiff, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone? Oh, Drinks and Discussions, True Crime. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and then also what you're drinking this evening as well.
Well, I am drinking a chai latte because it is bedtime, and that's what I felt like drinking. And I got drunk last night, so I can drink again. But yeah, I'm the feral, I guess, co-host or host of your channels. I feel like I'm like the abnormal channel, but because everyone else's channel is so like positive and uplifting, and mine's all, creepy, and I like it. I like that stuff. It's perfect for me. So yeah, definitely check it out. I wish Autumn was here because so we could have at least, two creepy people, but she's doing her thing tonight, but I'm very happy to be here and represent Drinks and Discussions True Crime. And hopefully we have a lot of cool stuff coming up for you. I mean, I don't want anyone else to get like murdered or anything, but hopefully we have some cool stuff coming up.
Yes. If you are a very skittish person, Sharon, you don't want to watch Drinks and Discussions because you will have nightmares in your sleep for some of the topics that we're going on over there. We showed one of the videos was a actual shot of the news story where a guy actually shot the predator of his child in the head, and it was captured by a news crew. So they showed the actual footage of the guy getting shot in the head. True crime, and it was covered by Drinks and Discussions True Crime. So if you guys like that kind of stuff, Tiffany and Autumn are doing their thing over there. So make sure you go and all of the channels, if they're not there yet, they will be, are at the bottom of the Drinks and Discussions main page. So click on those, give them a like, subscribe to any channels that you find that you might enjoy. I'm going to skip over the next two guys on the Drinks and I'm on the Discord. So if you're looking at some different order on the live screen, Discord is just putting you guys up differently. I'm going to go back to Megan because Megan, we did not hear you, just to do another quick recap of what you talked about. And then we're going to go down and then we're going to get to Marcus and Nick last. And then we'll talk to the Untamed Ginger and Sharon. And then we'll get to the guys.
Hey y'all, I'm Megan. If you are watching this on Discord, then this is all written backwards, but it says I'm super jealous of the spicy margarita. But I've been around with Drinks and Discussions for a hot minute, and I know I'm soaking wet right now, and I still got groceries to get out, so I will be excusing myself in a little bit. I am drinking a Truly tonight. Kind of boring compared to the rest of the drinks these ladies are having. So, but hey, someone's got to be boring.
I thought that was my job.
Well, okay, one of those ladies has to be boring.
I just figured I'd make it interesting by drinking it out of a horn.
I just don't want to hold it the whole time. That looks very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm holding it. This is like poking into my side, so I'm just like, yeah, it's all right.
So I want to go and thanks Megan again for the recap and reintroducing yourself. I really appreciate that. And if you guys are not paying attention to the actual live stream, if you're just watching Discord, if you have the ability, if you open up your browser and go to our YouTube page, make sure you mute it, but you can interact with the chat also on there as well. And don't be shy. If you see something on the screen that comes up and you want to engage in the chat, be sure you want to do that. Or if you want to interrupt us in the middle of something and say, hey, I saw something in the chat, because we like to be interactive with those who are watching us in the chat to kind of make them feel a part of the live stream as well. I'm going to get to Sharon here in a little bit, but before I do that, because she is a friend of mine, I want to introduce everyone because this is the newest, haven't even been announced yet, and I got a call the other day from a friend of mine who said, hey, I know someone who's looking to do something in the streaming space. Can you give us some pointers and blah blah blah? So we talked, and until she gets on her feet, I offered her to join the Drinks and Discussions family. I sent over something to her today. I'm gonna let her talk about it, and if she is comfortable with continuing down that for as long as she wants and is welcome to do so, she is part of the Drinks and Discussions family, and that is Jamie, the Untamed Ginger. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and then also a little bit about what you're drinking?
Hi. First of all, can you even hear me? I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me.
Loud and clear. Yep.
Loud and clear.
Perfect. Okay. I'm on an AirPod and I was in a bar, so I kind of stepped out. So I just want to make sure that was good. I'm actually traveling. I travel a lot for work. So that's kind of one of the things that I was kind of interested in doing. I have a unique lifestyle where, first of all, I'm from Texas. So I live in Texas. I'm in the DFW area. I live in McKinney. I install medical equipment. So I get to travel pretty much all over the United States, flying and doing this and going pretty much anywhere and everywhere. I also hunt for a lifestyle, anything from waterfowl to dove to large animal. I've been to Canada recently, and so that's one of the things that I would like to help empower more women to feel comfortable in their own skin doing and feeling more knowledgeable about. Things that I did not discuss with him when I met him was just I was in a pretty abusive relationship, so gaining strength from getting out of that is something that I would like to touch on. Just women kind of feeling empowered to be themselves and kind of find themselves, but also feel comfortable asking questions and kind of finding who they are and who they want to be, but also figure out who they want to be in the hunting industry or traveling the world, whatever it takes them. So I'm kind of open to anything and everything idea wise. But I just live a unique lifestyle, being able to travel wherever I want to go, doing what I do, and then also being able to hunt just about anything I'm able to. So that's kind of what we were kind of dabbling in idea-wise. So if anybody obviously has ideas or suggestions or spin-offs of that, I'm open to hearing them. I don't really know, but I would like to do something that is helpful to anybody out there, but also kind of showcase what I do, because I do think it's a pretty unique thing at my age to be able to do, I guess.
Awesome.
And then I'm drinking Eagle Rare neat.
Ooh, Eagle Rare. That's hard to find on the shelves around here. That's really hard to find.
It is. I'm actually in Phoenix, Arizona. I flew in and they have quite the selection here. So I went ahead and had me a couple of glasses of it, and it's quite nice.
Nice. Well,
very smooth.
Welcome,
yes.
Welcome to Drinks in the Chat and the Discussions. And you know what? One of the reasons why I really wanted to do this as well is because as you're talking, I'm seeing there's a lot of common things that you mentioned, the Diamonds on the Green with the ladies' night, and even with Megan, what she's going to be trying to do. There's a lot of things in common that each and every one of you guys will probably end up being on each other's shows, collectively or individually. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy, is just like trying to bring people together and providing a common platform for people to kind of meet and then share this a forum in which they can actually share ideas and things of that nature. So thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Do you want us?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Do you want us to call you by your name or by your screen name?
Sure. No, you can call me by my name. That's fine.
Okay. All right. All right. So next up, we have the Groucho Marx of the crew. She is like family. But so why is she frozen, or is she just mad because I said that? I'm trying to figure it out.
I don't know.
Well, Sharon is what Marcus likes to call a golf professional. And so I'm gonna leave it alone. She's dear to me. She's a great friend. She's also my neighbor. She's doing a lot of good things when it comes to the golfing community. And she is also part of she's the head of the Diamonds on the Green organization. And she is also going to be the host of the Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night. Everyone, Sharon, tell a little bit about yourself and then also what you're drinking tonight.
Hello, everyone. I am Sharon. I'm not going to recap anything that Sharita and Natasha has mentioned as far as Diamonds on the Green. But as far as Drinks and Discussions Ladies Night, I want to thank Brian for giving us the opportunity to kind of get on the platform of Drinks and Discussion. Basically, what we're gonna kind of tailor our channel to is women, the issues that we face, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in business, just women in general. Diamonds on the Green, I always say we're like a sisterhood. And not long ago, a lot of us were together, and we had some very interesting topics that we were discussing. So we're going to kind of bring some spice to the channel and kind of touch on a little bit of everything. Kind of do a controversial thing between men and women, what we face in the business world, what we face on the golf course. So we're going to kind of shake it up a little bit. So just be ready, Brian.
Awesome. That is great to hear. Thank you for sharing that. Again, if you have not already, the Ladies Night link is also down on our main page. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please go to Drinks and Discussions main page on YouTube, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can subscribe, and you should be able to see a link of all of the Drinks and Discussion channels if you want to. If you're interested in them, find them and subscribe. Just for fun, good to see you. The queen of Drinks and Discussions is back. Hi, Nick. Calling Nick is the queen of Drinks and Discussions. That's awesome.
Hey, that's fine with me.
So let's go. Let's go ahead and talk to since that's a very good introduction. Just for fun, for Nick. Nick is also just like Megan and Big Jake. He and we met through other channels. And we've kind of gotten to become familiar and friendly and got some things in common. He has an intellectual mind that is very far superior than my own. And he is just an all-around good guy. And he has been part of Drinks and Discussions on and off since the beginning as well. So Nick, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then also what you are drinking?
Sure. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, Brian invites me all the time, but this term, I'm on campus Tuesday nights. However, today I'm working from home, so that's why I jumped in. Unfortunately, at 7:15, I have an online lecture, so I got a jet. I'm drinking Pellegrino, which has been rebanded by the best company in the world, which is Kirkland, Costco. They have the best. I'm also here with one of my best friends, except he's camouflaged. You might see him on the chair there. His name is Stan. That's Stan.
I love Stan.
Yeah, Stan's he's a nice one. And actually, I'm in a really good mood today because I teach on a college campus, and I tend to be very liberal. And there's this whole thing about anti-colonization. Colonization is bad, and yes, I totally understand that. However, the head of the kingdom, ethnicity is the same as mine. The new prime minister of the United Kingdom is an Indian.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Is the coolest thing in the world. And I didn't care about Kamala. I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, a lot of Indians in government here. But just to think, this used to be a colony 77 years ago. And now the prime minister of the kingdom is an Indian, which I just think that's great. And of course, he himself is a Tory, like myself, if I were British. And it really just shows how, this diversity of cultures, that's why our nations, the United States, United Kingdom, any of these nations which embrace this diversity, that's why we're the most powerful too on this planet, because diversity of ideas makes a good society. So I'm a little bit giddy about that. I don't know. I just think that's kind of cool.
Okay, so what do you said Pellegrino, right? Okay, never mind. I forgot. I stepped away for a minute.
Yeah, it's Italian sparkling mineral water with a Kirkland brand on it, also known as San Pellegrino.
Okay. Well, welcome, Nick. I appreciate that introduction as well. And last but not least, my main man, Mr. Marcus. Marcus and I have known each other since kids. He's my main road dog. He is the #1 ace in Drinks and Discussions. He is on just about all of them if he wants to be, but he's also a big part of the Drinks and Discussions sports channel. So without further ado, Marcus, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what alcoholic beverage you're drinking tonight.
You got to call him the king of dad jokes.
And the king of dad jokes.
I was just going to say, No. I was going to say that, Jake. No. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow, my screen is full. Or is it my cup runneth over? Or what is it? But no, it's good to see everybody. Good to meet everybody. Just a couple of things off the top. I think Natasha, you said it earlier. You're out in the Huntsville, Alabama area, and Liz in the chat also mentioned Boeing being out there. Well, I too used to work for a government contractor, government defense contractor, who has a presence out in Huntsville, Alabama. So I thought that was cool. And I think Natasha, was it you and was it Sharon that said y'all were Geminis? Well, I too am a Gemini.
All right.
Right on.
Hey.
Right on. So,
family.
So we can probably take over this thing if we wanted to.
Nope. Nope.
We'll let them live, Marcus. We'll let them live.
I mean, because they can't keep up with all of us, right? There's
Yeah, because it's two of all of y'all.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Sharon, I don't care what Brian says, you are a golf pro to me. Okay? I don't care.
I'm just mad. He just mad, and he always hold it against me in a little episode.
No. Listen, I don't even hold that. That's just between you and me. I will give you a hard time about your episode, but since you got your other little partners in crime on the video, I'm gonna say it to everybody. There's some cheating women over there. There's some cheating women, boy. They be cheating.
So the women cheat too.
They be cheating.
No.
That sounds like a topic of discussion.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
We
kidding.
got video.
I'm kidding. Listen,
we have video.
I only say that because my feelings were hurt when I thought I was shooting a good score in a tournament, and then everybody else beat me. So my feelings were hurt. So I was kind of like, oh man, I'm gonna go and cry when I get in the car.
We play you ready, okay?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Marcus,
so what I'm drinking?
Yeah. Tell Marcus.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Somebody was asking me something.
Said Marcus, you need to be there when I play Brian.
Okay. I'll drive the cart. I can't swing a club, but I'll drive the cart.
You can drive the cart. I just need you to witness.
Okay.
So,
hey, I'm probably gonna roll tape. Gonna get a little camera footage.
Yeah, he gonna get all my bad shots and all your good shots. But
and I can edit it and piece it together.
I'll be honest with you. Sharon's a good golfer. I ain't gonna even lie. She's getting better. I have gotten worse, and I have not played as often, and so I'm probably not going to get better until next season because I just don't play that often. I'm probably playing once a week now instead of 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll be more than happy to put this on display come March or April next year, but not right now. I'm just not ready. But Marcus, you're drinking. What do you got?
Yeah. So, real quick, to answer Liz in the chat, Liz, I used to work for a company called DynCorp International, who was
I know them.
Eventually bought out by Amentum.
Mhm.
So, I actually, I left them about almost 1 year ago to the day, almost. But I was with them for about 11 years. Okay. What I'm drinking, my tried and true Mountain Dew Zero. Okay. Do not let me fool you. This will have me bouncing off the walls. Brian will have to tell me to calm down here in a little bit. But
said no one ever. And by the way, Marcus so at the end of our Drinks and Discussions Tuesday night live streams, sometimes we do talk about politics and we have differences of opinions between either the panel or also people in the in the chat, but we also like to leave people with a little bit lighter heart. So we try to talk about lighter subjects toward the end. So because when you leave Drinks and Discussions, you want to say, hey, that was a good stream. Even though we talked about some things maybe you didn't agree with, but it was kind of nice just to kind of go to bed and feel lighter in the mind and heart. And Marcus helps us with that because at the end of every show, he signs everybody off with some of the best, corniest dad jokes that you will find. So hope everybody will stick around for that. Even if you're not live on the panel, maybe you'll be watching this once you are no longer part of the panel. But I will
Regardless of his reactions, he really likes those jokes.
I do like the jokes. I really do. I'm Brian, by the way. I am the best golfer in our neighborhood. So I wanted to share that with everyone. And I am just happy to be able to bring people together. That's what I really am. My mission in life is to bring out people's best attributes, things that they are able. If I'm able to help you shine in any forum, that's what I think I'm good at. So I'm really happy, and I am grateful for all of you for wanting to be a part of this. Because again, we are developing a online community, and I want us to be able to shine positivity and kind of bring and uplift each other. That's why I'm glad to see everybody here, because everybody here can lean on other channels, or not only for maybe some subscribers and views, but also if you need a host or if you want some perspective, feel free to reach out to anyone if they're available to say, hey, we would really like to get your input on this specific topic, and schedule them to be on your streams whenever you guys are having it. So if you haven't already in the chat, please, hey, Thumper88, good to see you, buddy. Glad that Dak won this weekend with Dallas as well. So tell us what you're drinking in the chat, and cheers to everyone. Here's to a great, great show. Oh, and by the way, hold on a second. I'm going to cheers that. I'll drink that. Cheers. I got to tell everybody what I was drinking.
Oh, yeah.
I actually am drinking, I've had this before, but I'm drinking Elijah Craig. It is a Kentucky bourbon. Yeah. And I'm just
You
drinking.
had that on my show, didn't you?
I did what?
I said, isn't that what you drank on my show?
No, I think I had the Texas whiskey on your show, or it was...
I don't remember.
It was something else. Yeah, because I just got this bottle. And so it's, yeah. It's
it was a
stuff.
bottle with something.
It was a reserve.
On it.
Yeah, it was a reserve special something I had on your show. But I was going to show you guys my little sphere of ice, but as I was sitting here making the introductions, it melted, so it wasn't perfectly round, and I felt bad about that.
He loves his.
I like my smooth balls of ice.
I love a cold ball.
I bet you do.
So anyway, by the way, there's a lot of people. Liz in our chat, Truth Teller in our chat, Flecky Jake. When I say Liz, they have been around for a long time when it comes to following Drinks and Discussions. Liz is a moderator. Thumper88 has also been a part of the Drinks and Discussions as well. He is a regular viewer in the chat. I'm not sure who David Homo is, but never seen him. Just for Fun is funny. I don't know who this person is. I'm not sure where she's come to Drinks and Discussions from, but it's always fun to see her because she's funny to me. Then there's also, there is, I think there was somebody. Did I miss anybody, Megan? Anybody else in the chat that I didn't call out? But Freddie Fretz. Huh?
Freddie Fretz just walked in.
Oh, Freddie Fretz. Hello, Freddie Fretz. Good to see you. And by the way, I did something the other day. I think it was with Nick. Was it Nick with you? When we saw Isabella said she was going to be back here today, but we haven't seen Isabella in a long time. But Isabella said she was going to show up, and she's also a regular person here as well. You will get some. Nice. You will get trolls. So if there's anything in the chat that you guys see that pops up that kind of throws you off, just ignore it, because you will see some people that come in here and just say the dumbest things.
They follow Nick everywhere.
The algorithm.
It's my fault. I burn all the trolls. I invited them all over here. I run a troll army, as they say. I just do it to mess with Brian's mind.
So here's something I wanted to do, and I purposely didn't put this out there because I knew we would all be together, and it's men and women. And usually it's just Megan. So I wanted to talk about kind of something that Sharon had sent me. It's a relation stuff. Oh, but she said she's gonna have to go. But she's gonna give me information about what conversation to talk about. But I want to talk to you guys about something that she had mentioned as far as a topic is concerned. And it has to do a little bit about relationships. And I know everyone's going to be talking about these things on their own individual channels. But we talked about last week, if you're a man, do you feel intimidated by a woman who out earns or out positions you in their careers? So here's one that I wanted to see if we would talk about here. Do you really feel in a relationship that you don't truly know a person until you move in with them?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think you really know that person? Even you can get to know someone without actually having to live with them. Yeah, what's up, Sharon?
Senior citizens have to go. Love to stay in conversation.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Have to bow out gracefully. Next time I will take a nap during the day so I can stay up longer.
Well, on the West Coast, it's only 6:46 right now.
Right now, in my brain, it's midnight.
Tired, boss.
Yeah, we tired.
Listen,
I'll say this right now. For a senior citizen, you look pretty good. I'll give you that one.
Look, that's my man. That's my new best friend right there.
look, just because we got all these people on the panel don't mean this is like love connection, Jake. Come on, simmer down, man. Simmer down.
I say I'm just a lonely guy.
But anyway, but go ahead. You feel free. I still want to pose it. I don't. Is that for all the crew? All the diamonds on the greens going to top out? Or okay.
Yeah, we gotta go. So
Okay.
see y'all later. Looking forward to working with you guys.
All
Good to
right.
meet you.
Nice
to meet you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Forward to it.
All right. So hopefully we'll still have Jamie and Ghostly Girl Tiff and Megan. If you guys want to tackle this discussion, if you guys want to tackle this discussion, I would love to get your perspective.
Sarita's still here.
Oh,
You guys
Sharita's
got
there.
me for about 20 more minutes.
Okay.
And I got
So let me start with you then, Sharita, since you've got the short amount of time. Let's go ahead and get your perspective on that question first. Can you hear me, Sharita? Sharita, did you pause? Is she frozen?
Yeah, we're having
I
a
think she's
bad
frozen.
connection. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, but your video froze.
Yeah, you're not moving.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Connection's horrible now.
We got you.
You're back up.
We got you.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Is that better? Sorry.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, much better. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So,
Perfect.
question again. Okay, better. Sorry.
So the question is, do you can you really truly know someone before you move in with them?
Well, you can know the perfect side of them.
But not the real. So the real them. Can you really know they're all about someone prior to moving in with them?
No, I don't think so. Because when you're dating, when you're in the what I call the honeymoon phase, you're putting on all the good points. You're doing everything you can to woo and to make that person think that you're great. It's not until you move in and you relax and you let yourself go that you really see that other side. And it's not even that you're trying to not be yourself. You're living your life. You're being your real authentic self. So I think that's when you really show who you are.
Okay. Other ladies, chime in.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
I agree, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you really don't know
I mean,
somebody who's nice with them, you know? It's like, you know all their all their quirks and their cute little qualities that eventually will get on your nerves. But it's not really until you share space and you got all the hair on the ground, right, Marcus?
Oh, man.
The real them comes out, and I think it's really after 2 years of any kind of relationship that you really start to determine who they say they are. I mean, that's when the whole facade of it all really wears off, is after 2 years, and then you see the real them.
Yeah, once you start like peeling back all the layers over time,
Exactly.
their real colors start coming out.
Exactly.
The cream will rise to the top.
Exactly.
Let me just be devil's advocate, because I believe this. I like to be authentically me at all times. What you see on these shows, there's a lot of people who know me personally, in real life. I am the same person on this show that I am in real life. I don't fake the funk. So what you see, even if I'm dating you, is what you're going to see if we were living together. So it's hard for me to say that you can't really know someone unless you move in, because that's the whole point of dating before you move in, is to get to know someone. And if you're going to be phony all the time, that's a sure way when we move in together that I'm going to say, hey, pack your bags, it's time to go.
I was
I
kind of going to
agree, but I agree, but I also think that comes with age too. You have to think of like people growing up; they're still trying to figure out who they are. Looking at who we are now and the age we are now, we've usually figured out who we are, unless you're just always pretending to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would, when my wife moved in, she's a very honest person. Like, if anything, I found out new things, which I'm like, wow, that's really cool. She found out that, the first few nights, well, the first few months, I guess I'd go to stop at her house, and of course I'd sleep over, and usually we'd go out partying, and we'd go to Del Taco late at night, which gives me gas. And so in the morning, I am just holding it in. I'm like, please get up, go take a shower, please. And then it all comes out. And then, of course, when she moved in, she found out that at home, after I have Del Taco, I don't hold it in. That's something which she was like, wow, I thought you never did any stuff like that. I was like, no, I do. I'm a guy. I do guy things. But yeah, she was very honest.
Did y'all watch Netflix and chill, or just Netflix?
No.
Come on.
But here's the deal. It's almost like, when you're young, and I've heard stories, and women can chime in here. Oh, I didn't eat anything but a salad on the date. Right? We're guys. We know you eat more than a salad. So don't try to fake the funk with us just because you think that you're going to look like you are a hoarder, or gorging the food down. Just be yourself, and maybe it's just different for women. But in this day and age, when everybody is trying to be, body positive and all these types of positivities when it comes to things like this, I just think that we're in a different age. But I'm also older. I'm not in the dating game. I'm married, and it's been a while since I have been. I would think that people were just more comfortable being themselves in today's age, but I could be wrong.
I think it is. I think it is being a little bit older. I know when I was dating in my 20s and even my 30s, it was, a show. You always dress up. You act like you eat at these fancy restaurants every night. It's like, no, dude, I love McDonald's. I just want to go to McDonald's, but let's go have Italian. And it was just putting on a show. But I think by the time after the age of 35, you kind of know who you are. And I'll agree with you, Brian. It's like, it's like, this is just who I am. It's except for the farting thing.
Ghosty girl, Tiff, jump in here and see what you got.
Yeah, I have a weird. I mean, I had a weird situation. Me and my husband lived together for years before we ever dated. So I think when I met you, we were friends. I mean, we weren't even dating at that time. So and we've been married for almost 8 years now, and he still finds ways to fuck with me that are new. So I don't know. I think you're right. if somebody's genuine, you do kind of know them, like, before you move in, but also, it doesn't mean even after you move in that you're going to know them. Because, I do true crime, so people live double lives all the time.
True story.
So, I don't know. I guess I don't know my perspective on it exactly, but he was getting into weird shit before we ever got together. So I don't know. Maybe it was good that we knew each other before we lived with each other before we started dating.
Megan?
Pretty unique though. Oh, I thought I went first. Second.
Well, I just didn't know if you had anything else that you wanted to add real quick. I was just kind of going around the thing before I throw a little twist in this conversation, in this question or this topic, because we're talking about, do you really know someone? And then we kind of touched on this last week a little bit as well. Do you have more or less tolerance of this person when you are living together? Because at that stage, when somebody does something wrong, you're kind of like, oh, baby, don't worry about that. It's no problem. When you get married or you start living together, those things don't always end up being, oh, babe, don't worry about it. It's, why did you move my toothbrush? And why did you move my underwear drawer was here and now it's over here? Stop doing this stuff. What is going on? So is the tolerance level different when you are in a committed relationship and you're living together I'm not saying you have to be married, but if you're living together on top of each other all the time, does your tolerance level dwindle?
Was I supposed to finish the first question you asked me?
I'm sorry?
You asked me if I had anything else to add, and I was just about to say something, and then you went on this tangent. So is this the twist?
Well, it wasn't a tangent. It was just something different to add to the topic. So yeah.
I just got in trouble today for moving some dishes, so.
Well, don't move dishes, Nick, unless it's.
I know.
Don't move anything in the kitchen. Don't move anything.
I think I do that. So they never have to put away dishes. Tupperware does not go in 5 different places. It goes in one place.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go out with a really good, I guess, something for you all to think about. I thought COVID was a really bad joke.
You kind of cut out there. A really bad joke.
Yeah, I thought COVID was a really bad joke. So I've been married to my husband for 21 years, and he traveled 95% of the time.
Oh.
Can you see my face?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, if you're
you got to see him a lot.
If you're living together and you're constantly up each other's asses every single day, every hour of every day, then yeah, the tolerance level is definitely going to go from
so the moral of this story is that we are still married, and I'm actually in his office, and I tell you, COVID.
Yeah, everybody needs their space, especially if you're in a committed relationship. You got to be able to go out or do something. Or,
well, hold on, Jake. I'm not going to interrupt you, but I know she was trying to say that and say goodbye. So thank you for that.
I appreciate it. No, I do. But yeah, those are great questions, and there's something to make you think about it. Yeah.
And we'll see.
Absolutely is.
And we'll see you Thursday on Ladies Night.
Bye. Very nice to meet everybody.
Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, Jake. Go ahead. Sorry about that, buddy. I had to just make sure she was able to think about it.
That's cool. What I was saying, if you're living together, what I learned is, because I only lived with one of my exes, and I really think twice about ever doing that again. But you got to be able to break away from that person for a little bit and do what you want, because that kind of brings a level of balance, in my opinion. Because if you're constantly just up each other's asses all the time, like I said, the tolerance level is just because and that happened to me because when I was living with one of my exes at that time, she always wanted to be around me, and it's like, okay, I just need to breathe. And I would try to go outside or try to play a game, and she'd be right there. It's like, please, you need room to breathe, is what I'm saying, baby.
You do need room to breathe.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, I'm done. That's pretty much all I had to say about that.
I used to be like that. Until I met my wife, and we're that couple which like all the other couples hate because they're so lovey-dovey. Couples which I used to hate. When COVID happened, domestic violence went up, divorces went up. I'm like, this is great. I get to spend all day with you. Of course, I changed something and with this relationship is somehow I got lucky and married up. So I'm just like, I get to spend all day with you. Maybe I'm the one who's needy. Maybe she gets annoyed. I don't know. I should ask her. I loved it.
I just have a very bad problem with really clingy people. Like, I don't mind if you're clingy to it, but to an extent. Like, if you're up against me every hour of every day, I'm gonna be like, okay, go over there. I'm gonna sit right here. I'm gonna do my thing. Just give me some time to breathe, and you can come back. It's fine.
Makes sense. And we do give ourselves space in our house. Like my wife has her own office. I don't go in there. I get shouted at if I do. I have my own office. She comes in here all the time and I don't complain. But still it's the one room in the house I get to decorate myself.
Yeah. Let's get some of the
else is hers.
Let's get some of the other ladies' perspective in here.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that my husband goes and plays disc golf every weekend so that I don't have to deal with him all the time. But we have our own offices too, so that like times like this, I can just shut the door and be in like another world, and nobody comes in here because they think it's creepy. So
exactly,
I got all my.
It's your own little space where you can feel comfortable. I like that.
Yeah. Well, everybody hates my doll, and Brian hates my doll. He saw it on Instagram.
It's creepy.
So if you ever want me on the true crime channel, just let
Well, if you ever need me on gaming channel, I can talk about my on Skyrim. I just filled a whole room with cheese.
Oh, I can talk games like all day. Like we'll save that for another time.
Yes. But I'll bring Tootie with me, my creepy haunted doll.
Yes.
Oh dang.
I like creepy dolls.
What is that?
Oh, she's a doll from the 1950s. She's a Sweet Sue doll. My grandma.
Look away.
She's a professional doll maker, so dolls don't creep me out. I don't know. I've never been creeped out by dolls.
She looks like she's about to puke.
Well,
she might.
Dolls.
She might.
She hates clowns too, and I got 2 clown tattoos on my arm. She's like, every time I'm around her, she's like, please don't let those look at me.
Oh, I'm gonna have nightmares. I'm gonna have nightmares just by looking at that doll for a little quick second. I just looked at it.
Oh, no, you want to know something?
At least it's not the Annabelle doll.
Well, I was gonna say there. So no one has been in my house since we started the True Crime channel, except for someone who came in and did an appraisal and Autumn. But somehow someone carved on my desk. Hello, it says, "Hello, family. Nice to meet you." Someone carved it on my desk, and my husband is convinced that it was the doll.
I think it was the doll. It's always the doll.
That's creepy.
You've got a poltergeist in there.
Time to move.
Well, the desk was against the wall, so nobody could have done anything to it until we started filming, because then we pulled it in the middle of the room. So maybe it was the doll. She said it was. She said it was nice to meet us. She wasn't threatening. Really,
I was about to say, if it starts acting demonic, then you'll have a problem.
She's. I think she's sweet.
For now.
For now. Until she gets mad at you, and then things are gonna be. You're gonna have like dead rabbit hats or heads in your office, and all this other weird crap. Broken bottles.
You're gonna like wake up one night. She's gonna be at the foot of your bed.
Yeah, she'll get random gifts in the middle of the night.
I would like that. Give me like a little random little gift.
Yeah, I'm talking about dead gifts like cats do. They just bring you dead mice. Oh, there you go. Here's a present.
What is that?
It's a blue healer puppy.
Oh,
God.
A blue healer puppy? Like,
yeah.
Is it still alive in there?
It's not alive. It's still alive. Marcus, come on.
Is it still alive?
Hey, didn't y'all see that movie? The Man with 2 Brains with Steve Martin, and he had the brain.
Yes, that's right. Well,
Okay, see?
well,
I think I'm too young for that.
if that
Movie
puppy's
magic, Marcus. Movie magic.
if that puppy is alive, it's not going to be alive for very long.
Freddie
Not.
Fret says Chucky. I love Chucky.
Did y'all like that old school reference to the man with two brains?
Yes, we did. Old school.
Yes.
By the way,
For
Liz asked in the chat if we heard about the new movie about the AI doll, and I was going to ask Megan if she had actually heard about it because the movie is called Megan,
I've heard of it.
and
Maybe, but,
it's scary looking. It's scary looking, and if you haven't seen the trailer, go to Drinks and Discussions movies and see the trailer. It's spooky.
I will definitely do that.
I would play it right now, but I don't have it queued up or anything like that right now. But if anybody has it queued up and want to share it, we can kind of watch the trailer on. If you bring it up on our channel, of course.
I don't know if anybody has, but my friend lent me her Netflix account, and I watched that whole Jeffrey Dahmer show that's on there, and it is twisted.
yeah, they shouldn't be
Yeah,
glorifying killers, but
on my channel, we did post a little review of that, and we did mention what kind of things were like embellished on it, but a lot of the things were totally true that happened. But
it was very accurate. Like I did research on Jeffrey Dahmer in the past, and I was like watching the show, and I was like, wow, this is like almost dead on with what happened throughout Jeffrey Dahmer's life. It's like
on the court scene of that show, it was almost like like an identical copy of how the court went in real life. So a lot of parts were very, very accurate. Yeah, it was really disturbing.
Okay, so what's everybody's opinions on? And I don't personally have an opinion, but I guess the whole Jeffrey Dahmer. I have not seen any of it, so I know nothing. But everybody dressing up him for Halloween and stuff like that. Does anybody have any personal opinions? Because I kind of know that I guess one of his victims' mother stepped out and said this is appalling, and this is ridiculous. Obviously, they lost a child to this, but does anybody have any personal opinions on that?
I would totally agree with that. It is absolutely appalling. Like the guy was a sadistic killer, cannibal. He was disgusting. When I watched that show, all I could think is, wow. At one point in time, this sick guy existed. He's real, and it's like And basically, if they're making costumes about the guy, places like that are capitalizing off of the pain and suffering of other people, and I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right.
People are wanting to be him, fantasizing to necessarily be him, and it's just like you said, capitalizing on that. They're making a lot of money off that too, and it's really sad.
Now
there's enough fictional killers that people could dress up as. They don't need to do something to harm like someone because of like what they're doing. I think it's wrong.
Exactly.
Absolutely right. Like dress up like Freddy or Jason or somebody else. Don't dress up as somebody who actually did kill people. And that's wrong.
Yeah. You mean Freddy wasn't real?
Only in your dream.
We'll see tonight. See when you fall asleep.
I'm with you on that. I don't think that any business, and I know it's we're in a society where you can create your own business and do whatever you want, capitalist society, and people are using these types of atrocities to create wealth. But I personally don't understand how a parent could go out and buy a costume for a small child dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer or a serial killer or someone like that. But at the end of the day, I think sometimes we're at this society now that we glorify people. We talked about this before. We're glorifying people for behaving badly in today's society. Anybody who does something completely bonkers, crazy, they have a cult following for some strange reason. And that I just will never understand.
Yeah, like people like John Wayne Gacy or Richard Ramirez or, Eileen Wuornos or Ed Gein, people like that, those people existed. They actually killed people. So why would you want to, like I said, capitalize off of the pain and suffering of other people? It's
or even people who make stickers and shit like that for Jeffrey Dahmer like Valentine's cards or whatever. Anybody who like makes money off of that shit, I don't know. I think ethically it's wrong.
Well, and one other thing, like if the money that's being made off that should go to the families of the victims. So
Absolutely.
that's what I think should happen. Like if you're gonna do something like that, give all your proceeds to that family, because I know that it was still a long time ago that it happened, but they're still dealing with the loss of their loved one from a sadistic killer like him.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you the mindset of those people in those decision rooms, their mindset is, we'll ask for forgiveness later.
Money. Yeah.
Money.
Capitalize on
Exactly.
it now.
They're only thinking about how fat their bank accounts are going to be after it's all over.
So let me ask you this question. Do you think that there are times where people can get a costume and because they kind of have like a cult following behind one of these guys, and there are people who will get a costume and then certain other aspects of their life starts to imitate this real life criminal, and they become the next Jeffrey Dahmer or the next serial killer?
Copycats.
It's proven. There are copycat killers for sure. Yeah.
But do you think that those people are actually dressing up as Jeffrey Dahmer, or do you think that they're already, affected and kind of doing their own thing?
Yeah,
because that's where I'm.
I don't think they're living in reality, and they could dress up or they could not. But there are people who have, dressed up as a fucking Call of Duty character and went on a spree or whatever. So do anything.
They don't necessarily always have to dress up like them, but they can copy how they killed people.
Right.
So I mean, if you're gonna dress up like it, I mean, that's just a cheap imitation.
Well, and
not the real.
And just to real quick to Liz's point in the chat, we're not talking about making a living off of writing or telling a story. We're talking about someone who's trying to create a costume or a caricature of a horrible crime and a criminal. So if you're dressing up as Halloween as a or Jeffrey Dahmer, that's one of those things. Nick, you got to go?
Yeah, really quick. Gotta go. It's good meeting you all. I'll see you next time.
All right, Nick. Appreciate it. Stand by.
Yeah, I'll still be watching, but
okay.
I gotta go.
All right, Chief. So that's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
I was just going to mention that there was actually there was a murder that was inspired by the Scream movies. I know that's not like a real murderer, but the kids put on masks. The girl's name was Cassie Jo Stoddart, and two boys filmed it just like a movie. They wore masks. They played pranks on her at first, and then they went in and murdered her later. So I mean, I think it just depends on the person, but I do think it's definitely possible that somebody could be influenced to the point of, imitating them to the full extent to even wanting to dress like them or whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
See and I know there's probably there actually is a lot of backlash from that show, but what the message of that show is it's showing the impact that Jeffrey Dahmer's actions had on other people's lives. Now, if people want to go out and do that kind of stuff, just to be like, oh, hey, look at this, just because of the Jeffrey Dahmer show on Netflix, man, don't do that.
Yeah, it's just not tasteful.
Yeah, it's not. It's like this actually happened. This happened to real people. It's like they've been dealing with that. They've had that monkey on their shoulder for years, knowing that guy did what he did to their loved ones. And again,
well, so here's what I think I know. Maybe you guys can correct me. Jeffrey Dahmer cannot capitalize on his own crime. He can't go out there and say, I'm going to license this product and make money myself. That's against the law to do that. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know he was killed. I'm just saying, someone who is a mass murderer can't go out there and license products and sell on his behalf to capitalize on his crime. Other people can, but I don't think you can yourself.
They could, but they can't because there was a court case preventing it. But like in the case of John Wayne Gacy, he did sell paintings in order to make money.
No. I'm not saying he can't create a job or create something. I'm saying he cannot profit on the crime itself. So he can't go out there and say, I'm John Wayne Gacy, T-shirts, and sell it. He couldn't do that.
Yeah, that falls under the son of Sam law. A criminal cannot profit
That's
from
yeah.
their crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can't if I remember right, Jeffrey Dahmer did draw pictures while he was in prison, and people were paying him for that.
Yeah, I don't know if necessarily I think that people were sending him money and they liked that, so I don't think it was his intention initially to profit off of it, but it was creating a profit, so he kept doing it.
Yeah, I don't think he knew that at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
I think as time went on, they were starting to pick up on that, and
that's why they did take him to court and said even all of those things that he did, that money should be taken and dispersed to the victim. So
yeah.
even that, they were like, hell no.
Well, even the book his father tried to write, that didn't go anywhere. And then the movie that he tried to make didn't go anywhere because it was basically he was telling the story about how he raised Jeffrey and all that stuff, and that just didn't.
So
basically he was trying to make money off that, and any money that he was going to make, all the family would sue him for it.
So is the Jeffrey Dahmer series over? It was just like a limited run series, or is it still kind of going?
Yeah, it's over.
It was like a mini series. They just
okay.
Had a few episodes.
10-episode series.
So I can binge watch it too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I binged them all in one day, so I think you could do it if you don't have anything to do one day.
I'll do that like during the work day and just kind of have it playing in the background.
It's good, but it is definitely very, very twisted. It's dark. Like it is dark.
I think the episode with the deaf victim, that was the one that episode really fucked with me. And I'm not going to give too much away about it, but that one episode really, that one really got me.
Well, it's on Netflix. I'm just reading the chat. Sorry. I'm gonna say Truth Teller says The Sixth Sense still freaks him out. I saw The Sixth Sense maybe twice because I just didn't get it at the end of the first time. Then the second time, I was just kind of like I had to go watch all the clues. But after you watch it the second time, I'm just kind of like, I should have caught all this at the beginning.
I don't know. When I was a kid, we were the kids who were growing up with the internet. So I feel like I've seen scarier real life things, and not a lot of movies scare me. So I think I don't know.
What really got me into the whole scary, horror, creepy side is when I was a kid, we would always go to the library at school, and there would be the section where it had like the Goosebumps books in it.
Mm-hmm,
they're like, this is off limits to a certain grade. And I always asked my librarian if I could go read them. They're like, well, if you're truly not scared of anything. So they had every book lined up on the shelf. So I would read every one of them. And I never got, even horror movies as a kid, I would never get scared of them. But my brother and sister, they'd always want to hide and run. It's like, I just sit there and watch.
They really did that?
Horror movies. No, go ahead.
I was just saying they really had a section where you couldn't go into the library. They never had that when I was growing up.
Yeah, they had the shelf where a certain grade couldn't look at the books.
What kind of library was it?
Elementary school library. I don't know why they had Goosebumps books in an elementary school, but heck, I read every one of them.
We grew up in the time where. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm not scared of any like horror movies, but books always scare me. Probably because my own brain is scarier than whatever. Like what I come up with the books is scarier.
You know what's
one movie that absolutely did scare me as a kid was Silence of the Lambs. That one I will admit to that because it's Buffalo Bill thing.
It's funny that Tiffany just said that because I read myself at night. I read myself to sleep. And I read a lot of novels, and James Patterson happens to be the one that I'm actually starting to read now, and I'm reading his Michael Bennett series. And it's funny because my brain is always thinking about stuff, so I actually really have to like try to get something to like my eyes to get tired. When my eyes get tired, then I can go to sleep. But I find myself reading these books and getting so immersed into it, I'll start laughing to myself at the funny parts. I got so wrapped up in it because it was some kid. And I kind of got a little tear in my eye, and I'm just kind of like, dude, I'm glad my wife is asleep and not watching me sit up here crying over this dang book. I mean, like, I've really started as of late getting really entranced into whatever book I'm reading, whatever novel, and it's weird because I've never used to be able to do that. Don't laugh at me.
Yeah, I read I read mostly manga, so there's so many different genres, but there's one particular author who writes horror, and all of his stories, like I see like something, and I'm like, oh shit, like that's like a sign. Like, so I don't know. I think that to me, I just books are they are I wouldn't cry at a movie. I just wouldn't. It's just the shit doesn't make me like very emotional. Like shows, I barely even laugh at a show. So reading to me is more like emotionally touching, I guess. So I like that.
I cry like a baby in movies. All right, tell
I
people that I cry like a. I don't get the snot bubble cry. I don't get the snot bubble cry. But movies, I'm sitting up here watching the movie, and Jennifer will be looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "Are you crying?" And she goes, "No, are you crying?" And I'm like, "No, I got allergies."
I got allergies. Yeah. What, in the middle of wintertime? You got allergies?
Yes. I'm allergic to this whatever deodorant she bought me that I didn't like. That's what I'm allergic to. That's what made me cry.
Say the first actual legit horror novel that I read was It by Stephen King.
Mine was Jurassic Park. People
my
wouldn't think that was a horror novel, but it was
Oh.
scary as shit.
It actually was. It was actually classified as a horror novel, I was told, because of the way that Dennis Nedry was killed by the Dilophosaurus. It completely gutted him and picked him up by his head and then ate him.
Yep.
What you see in the movie is not what happened.
No, it's like Cujo.
Yep.
They make it a little nice for the TV.
I read Jurassic Park as well, and then I watched the movie, and I'm like, well, it goes with that because books, games, movies, they never follow each other.
Let me tell you.
Right? No, they don't.
Let me share something with you guys. And I know Jamie's a hunter, and she's seen a lot of gore and all that kind of stuff when it comes to like the animal world. But when I was doing an internship somewhere, and I believe the name was Carl Westcott. I don't know if anybody knows the name Carl Westcott. He used to be a really big, wealthy individual. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not, but he used to own this company called Westcott Communications. And what they did was they did a lot of continuing education programs for firemen, police officers, anything that needed continuing education product and videos. They would actually produce these videos and these curriculums for all of these continuing educations for these entities. And they did a show that actually for police officers to kind of train them to see gore and all this kind of stuff. And literally, I saw this video, and it took me years. I mean, I can tell you about it now because I don't like kind of keep replaying it. They actually showed like real life burn victims. They had this one guy come out of a burning house, and his skin was literally peeling off of him as
like
he's
Toxic
walking
Avenger.
out. It's like the worst thing. I mean, really crazy. And then I didn't even know this either. When someone got shot in the car, he was slumped over, and his lungs were still working, so it looked like he was still breathing, but it was just the rest of the oxygen escaping out of his lungs, and you just hear this. But he was already dead. It was the most crazy cringe thing I've ever seen, real life shit I've ever seen in my life, and it made that whole gunshot episode we saw on your True Crimes like nothing. That's why I could watch that stuff, because it didn't bother me. Nothing really bothers me as far as gore is concerned like it did that. I saw you come unmuted, Jamie. What, you got something you wanted to add, sir, ma'am?
No. One of the things being better
you got the rubato voice. You got the rubato voice on your microphone. We couldn't hear any of that. We didn't hear any of that. You're still kind of breaking up on your audio.
like you, Jake, I have watched a couple episodes of Vikings, and yes, that show is pretty brutal, but it's awesome.
Yeah, once you see things, sir, sometimes you can't. Tiffany, you're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, I had to take my. Is that any better?
The last part was
Still kinda
better.
Not
choppy.
really.
You're good now.
Okay. Okay, I was like, I took my AirPods out because that's all I'm been wearing this whole time. Just being in the veterinary field, we deal with a lot of euthanasia and stuff like that. So we have to have discussions with owners about, euthanasia and rigor mortis and, like you said, breathing afterwards because they will make subtle movements afterwards, So it's one of the things that, yes, they're already dead, but it takes a time for for everything to stop happening as well. So it was more just me unmuting myself just to listen to what you were saying, but also make comments if I need to. But it definitely takes time for that stuff to happen as well. But I'm used to blood and to gore and to death. Unfortunately, I'm probably a little bit more numb to it than I'd like to say.
Yeah, I kind of work in the same field, but with humans and hospice and, like memory care and stuff like that. So I totally understand. It does, like, kind of desensitize you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But Thumper88 in the comments said Explore With Us has some really good crime stories. I'm a huge fan of Explore With Us. I'm part of the EWU crew. So, yeah, I just wanted to say I love that channel. Not to, say anything about another YouTube channel, but it's definitely different than what we're doing. So, but I love Explore With Us. So check it out if y'all ever want to check out some true crime after you watch my videos.
Oh, and by the way, we don't mind giving shout outs to good other channels. I mean, we're not in the competing business. We are kind of unique in what we do. We are probably not everyone's cup of tea, but if you want to give a shout out to a channel that you follow or you think is worthy, feel free to give them a shout out. And and while you're also on Drinks and Discussions on Discord, there is a section on the Discord channel where you can promote your own stuff or promote somebody else's channel, even on their Discord, to get people aware of things that are going on as well. So feel free to give them a shout out. Tag them. If you want to tag them in the chat, tag them in the chat, because then, maybe we'll get some viewers from us as well as send some viewers their way.
I always do that in every video. I'm like, I love this. Come check out my coverage on it.
Yeah, I'll give a quick shout out to two guys. One, his name is Buff Pro, and the other guy is Cinnamon Toast Ken. And those guys are just super funny. If you ever want to check out their stuff, there's two guys that just review other videos and they just have a good laugh about it. So check out Cinnamon Toast Ken if you ever need a good laugh.
As far as the true crime goes, because I was mostly watch like interrogations and crime stories and stuff like that. The most in-depth YouTube channel that I have found that does like the most like thorough coverage of everything, it's called This Is Monsters. Hands down, that is my favorite crime YouTube channel. So if you like true crime, if you're part of the EWU crew, I do recommend checking out This Is Monsters. Just if you need to have a creepy time. Yep, This Is Monsters. I think it's the best coverage.
Besides true crime, I'm really into like the wildlife and wilderness stuff and stuff like that. So another channel, Brave Wilderness. The guy's name is Coyote Peterson. That guy.
Oh yeah, we love Coyote.
Yeah, he's great. So check out Brave Wilderness if you like stuff like that. It's amazing how he does he has like a scale of how many stings he's had. He's had like bullet ants.
Not immediately. I thought of that immediately. Was him getting stung by shit.
I know. He just randomly finds those crazy insects in the wild and he just lets them sting him so he can.
Here's my reaction to getting stinged by a fucking evil bug. Yeah,
like a bullet ant or like a giant wasp or something.
Hornet or something. Yeah.
How does he handle that? I wouldn't see. I mean, I'm covered in tattoos, but getting stung by a wasp.
I have seen that. I've seen those when they do the extreme stuff. That it's just like. Yeah. Didn't he do one with the what's the killer hornet? That's the one you're talking about. The guy who did the killer hornet sting.
I think he may have. So he did some kind of hornet, and he made it sting him. The
He's
first
done
time it wouldn't sting him, so he had to do it again.
He's done so many different kinds of wasps, hornets, bees, fish.
He's almost like a
rat-
new, like Steve Irwin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Great guy. So most definitely, Brave Wilderness. Absolutely, go check him out.
So I don't want to keep everyone here because we kind of had we didn't have a whole lot of topics. I just wanted to get everybody introduced. You guys are not, you don't have to go, but I want to make sure you guys don't feel like you have to stick around. If you want to talk about some other topics, we can lighten it up. But how many people have more time and how many people are thinking they want to drop off? Let me know.
I've got to go watch the new episode of Chainsaw Man on Crunchyroll.
Oh my God.
I'm actually,
So
I'm
gonna get out of here.
Okay. What'd you say, Jake?
Yeah, I was thinking I might hop off here in a bit. I'm gonna go. My bed's calling my name, but I actually do. If there's any Game of Thrones lovers out there, season finale of House of the Dragon. If anybody's watching it, I haven't watched it yet, but
It got leaked online, didn't it?
I hope not. I'm staying offline then because I gotta get caught up.
Okay, so let's start with Jamie.
I could go. I could say I'm hit or miss. So.
Okay, well, I'm gonna I wanted to kind of jump off because I got to do some little work stuff as well.
Yep.
That's why I didn't want to keep people, but you guys are always welcome to start a stream if you want anytime on the Discord. If you want to do something at any time, let me know. If I need to get it going for you, just shoot me a text or a message on Discord, and I'll get it going, and you guys can talk as long as you want or do whatever you want to do. But before we go, we always do this. We like to go around the panel, and everybody has how many lasting words they'd like to say to all of our viewers, and any parting words before we go say goodbye. So let's start with our newest Drinks and Discussions host, Jamie. If you want to have any parting words for anyone.
I don't. I don't really know what to say. I've had meeting everybody and just chatting. So say, but it's nice to everybody be welcome to the group. So thank you very much for that.
We again missed half of what you said. We just heard the last part of the group, and thank you for that. That's all we heard. But again, look forward to the announcement of Jamie's channel, the Untamed Ginger. That's going to be coming soon. We'll make some announcements as she gets more and more ready to go with the content that she's going to be creating for that channel as well. Ghostly Girl Tiff, parting words for all of our viewers.
Well, I hope everyone out there has a wonderful night, and I know you're all smart and you have big brains. Keep those in your head so you don't end up on my show. And that's it.
I most definitely want to be on a show with you if we're going to talk about those old serial killers because
We've got to.
Their
Yeah,
backstories
we'll
are just twisted, and I like learning about that stuff. So if you're ever doing a stream on there or you want to record a video or something, just let me know. I'll do one with you.
Oh yeah, we will have to do it. We'll have to plan to do it. Not this weekend, but any weekend after this weekend, I'll definitely be down to do it.
Absolutely.
All right, Big Jake, any parting words for our viewers?
Well, as you guys noticed, I wasn't here the last 2 weeks. Been kind of having some shit go on, some really bad stuff, kind of been in a dark place. Still not fully out of it yet, but I felt like if I got on here, it'd cheer me up a little bit, and it did. It felt good to see everybody. So, just my usual stuff, just stay happy, healthy, and safe, and it's always fun to be on here with everybody. It's good to see all those smiling faces tonight, man. I most definitely needed that. So it's good to be back. I know it was just 2 weeks, but still, I needed some time to kind of get my head a little bit clear and try to refocus.
Glad to have you back, Big Jake. We did all miss you on the last couple of weeks, but glad to have you back. Before the ladies leave, don't leave yet. Do not sign off yet. This is the part that everybody usually comes to the channel for, and that is Marcus's dad jokes. So let's see if you can stump the newbies to the channel. See if you can get them on the dad jokes, Mr. Marcus. Let's get them.
This is the last.
There might be just a slightly. there might be a slightly different flow to these set of jokes, but hey Jake, thinking about you, man. So whatever you're going through, hope just take care of yourself, man. You got a home here, so.
Well, I'll put it this way real quick. I didn't fall back into any of my bad habits. Let's just.
Hey,
I'm hanging tight, man.
Good, man.
A victory is a victory, so keep your chin up. So we've had a lot of rain, so I don't know. Does anyone need an arc? Does anyone need an arc? If you do, I know a guy. That one went right over your head.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say.
Noah's Ark. I know a guy.
Oh.
So, but that's okay. But that's okay.
Oh. I was waiting on the punchline. I thought there was something more to it.
I know you were, and that's why I let it off by saying there's going to be a slightly different flow to the jokes this week. But moving on. If a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
I get it. Arrest. I get that one.
Think about it.
I got that one. I get it. Arrest.
What do you call someone that nobody knows?
I told you guys.
What do you call someone with nobody and no nose?
Nobody knows.
Steve.
Bingo. Who got that? Who got that? Who's the rookie? Which one of the rookies got that?
I think it was Jamie.
Was that you, Jamie, or was that Jamie? Or was that Tiff?
What was the answer? Is it nobody knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Was that you, Tiff?
I did say that, but I don't know if she said it too because the audio not perfect.
I said Steve.
Okay. That was impressive. That was impressive. I was feeling pretty good about these. But Brian, you talked about sleeping earlier, how you read books to go to sleep. Me, I'm pretty damn good at sleeping. I can do it with my eyes closed.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's just horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. They keep getting worse and worse.
But for you Apple product people out there, if you see a robbery at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness? Thank you very much. I'll be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Come back and see me.
I will.
Ladies, I'm so sorry. If you never come back here, I completely understand.
When he said the sleep joke, I wanted to tell him that he was a bicycle because he's too tired.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
As my daughter would say, burn.
Is that making a comeback? Because we used to say that growing up. Oh, you got burned.
Mm-hmm.
Sick.
Don't ask me what's cool.
I was cool. I tried to pretend I was cool.
Yeah, my son says things. He's 7. He says things I don't even know what they mean. He's like, "No cat, mom." I'm like, okay.
What do you got? What do you? Here's one from Liz, real quick. Let's throw this one in here. What do you call a guy with no arms and legs that gets thrown in the pool?
Helpless.
Bob.
Drowned.
Bob.
Bob. It's Bob.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've heard that one.
Wait, and here's one from Truth Teller. What do you call a one-legged woman? Eileen. Oh, that's horrible. That's
That's good.
we're,
Aw.
we're all going to We're all going to hell for that one. We're all going to hell for that one.
Oh, I
I
didn't even read the comment. I was just listening to the joke. I didn't.
Oh, you weren't seeing it in there? Okay. I thought everybody
No,
was
I
looking
didn't. I didn't even read the comment. I'm just sitting here. Well, my mom always told us corny jokes in the car when we were kids, and that was definitely one of them. The no arms, no legs guy in the pool thing.
Yeah, gotcha.
The cornier, the better.
Parting words, Marcus?
No, that's all I got.
Okay.
Just it was nice to see everybody. Nice to meet you, ladies, Tiff and Jamie.
You
And,
too.
Yeah, same.
So good times. Good times.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys also keep this flowing with your comments and your interactive things that you can bring to the table. We cannot do this without you guys in the chat, so we appreciate each and every one of you. Remember that we are live every Tuesday, 8 p.m. I'm not sure of the channels that the other ones are going to be broadcasting. I know True Crimes does their show. It's not live, but they broadcast their show on Saturdays at between 7 and 8. So be prepared for those. I want to say and leave you guys with this as well. In today's society, it's really easy to get caught up into some of the negativity and some with the disparaging things that are out there, especially online. We here at Drinks and Discussions are trying to promote channels that are interesting without all of the hate and without all of the bullying and other nonsense that you may find as you go throughout the social media platforms. I'm glad each and one of you on the panel has decided to trust us and Drinks and Discussions to host your platforms and get your brands out there. We really appreciate that. And if there's anything that you need from me, you guys all know multiple venues or avenues to get in touch with me. So I appreciate every one of you guys as well on the panel. With that being said, that's Jake. That's Ghostly Girl Tiff. That is Marcus. That is the Untamed Ginger. I am Brian, and we all are Drinks and Discussions. We appreciate you guys. We will see you next time. Don't forget Megan also. She's in the chat. I appreciate her coming by as well. She is a host. Hopefully she'll have Drinks and Discussions with Megan coming up really soon as well. We're looking forward to her getting her own content out there. And let's all wish every one of the other channels the best of luck. And if you haven't, go back and subscribe to each and every one of them, or just the ones that you're interested in. So with all of the hosts on panel and those of you in chat, we're Drinks and Discussions, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for coming.
Goodbye.
Later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.